Hi, this is Business with Dave. In this video, I'll be giving you 8 different ways where you can bootstrap starting your own market store business with close to very little money. A lot of it will require you to be creative, be brave, be bold, and be able to take initiative in getting everything together and being resourceful and strength and resilient. So yeah, let's jump straight into this video. So first of all, use whatever you can from your home or family home that is not in use. So if you're starting a street food business, use the pots, use the pans, use the cutleries, use the knives, just to start off with, because ultimately you already have everything at home. And ultimately if you want to buy everything from new, then obviously you can. It's just, yes, it will add money. But in order to bootstrap your way, just use what you have. See if you have friends and family who have stuff spare or they're not using. Pots, pans, stuff like that, tables or cups and decorations, stuff like that. Literally see what people have, see if you could turn it into something that will suit whatever you're trying to sell, your concept, your idea, your street food, and use those stuff that you could find at home. Secondly, do ask around your friends and family. So again, if you do need something or if there's something that you really want it to be in your store, you might know someone who might know someone else that might have something that you might be able to use, or have a storage space near the location of the market that you want to hopefully set up at. Just these interactions, these connections, these networks, you might not personally know them, but maybe your family will know someone else who knows how to do this or has a skill in doing that, or those who have different things that they could lend you. Literally, you're not spending any money, you're literally asking for help, and hopefully your mum and dad will be able to connect you to their friends and family who will be able to connect with their friends and help you along the way, because you never know unless you ask, and potentially you could be saving a lot of money in terms of like storage or equipment, like freezers or like tables, spare tables, lots of chairs and stuff like that. So many different things you can save on, so do ask around your friends and family in order to hopefully save money on those stuff. So the third thing is to find empty boxes or crates that you can elevate your products on your market store. Ultimately, you don't need to buy a stand or anything. You could be super creative, turning an empty crate and painting it, or like boxes, and be creative about it in order to elevate the stuff on your table. That's stuff you could be doing on your free time and finding stuff on the streets potentially as well. This is where you do the arts and crafts potentially of adulthood and stuff like that. So be creative, you can do whatever you want, be colorful, be bold, do your own logos on chalkboards and stuff like that, and just have fun with it. You don't need to be too professional about it. Yes, you can spend money on printing banners and printing signs and having everything printed out. I think you could eventually do that when you want to up the level and be that extra professionalism. But definitely when you're starting off and you still want to test out your product, the little things do add up. So do be creative, find alternative resources or find different things that you could hopefully upcycle and make into something that is new and creative in terms of decorations and design of your store, in order to save you money in the long term and to hopefully differentiate you from other stores as well. So the fourth tip is to ask a friend or a family member to drive you down to the market. Yes, you don't necessarily have to have a car, or you don't necessarily have to rent out a van. If you can ask someone for help who can drive you down in the morning and potentially pick you up in the evening when you finish packing up, you save money on transport. And hopefully they have spare time to help you do it, and it costs you nothing. So do ask around, do see if someone can drive you down and help you unpack or pack up and help you along the way, because honestly, if you can have an extra pair of hands, that would be great, especially if it's a family member who is free and they can just help you and you don't need to pay them, and just see how the business grows, and hopefully you can. That's all cost saving things that you could be doing. little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, that will hopefully add up to hopefully bigger profit margins for you and your business. So the fifth point is to find storage space around the market area. So literally I spoke about it before, if you have a friend or family member who potentially lives around or has a commercial property or a storage unit that they could lend you for free, then yes, you have potentially a free space to take your stuff, put it in, take it out when you need to set up, and you don't need to move everything from a van into the market and back into the van if you already have a storage unit nearby. 100% saves you cost in that sense, saves you convenience as well, and that potentially you could just travel there with public transport and set up because everything is around. You just need a trolley to move all your stuff, and honestly that saves you a buttload of money from transport and potential hiring out storage units as well, because if you could ask around, see if they have any spare space, your friends and family, or friends and family, or family friends and cousins like that, then hopefully you can save money in that sense too. So the sixth point is home craft time. So this is where you are decorating, you're creating your own decorations, you're doing your own signage, you're doing all the design work, your information board, having a chalkboard to have all your listings and pricing and what your food and what your business is all about, all your social media stuff. Be creative, all of this stuff, it needs very minimal costs. You just literally maybe buy a paint, you buy some boards, or you find some boards out in the streets, you add a little paint, you add a bit of creativity, you add your own spin to it, have your own designs, have stuff hanging on your store as well. Before I had like Polaroid pictures of my products and different people eating and trying my products, stuff like that that will make your store stand out. It doesn't require too much effort. Yes, you could have everything printed out, you could have everything professionally made, but quite a lot of the times if you're starting off like farmers markets or like market stores, you don't need to be too professional in that sense, because ultimately if you're focused on your food and your product and it's serving good food and product, then people won't really care too much. If it's more homemade as well, then hopefully it fits in with your product and hopefully it fits in with your decoration as well. So it could all be a real big plus for people to spot you from a mile and to hopefully give you a try. My seventh point is to bulk buy all your essential stuff. So this street food stuff that you're trying to do, or bakery stuff, then you're buying your napkins bulk, you're buying your plates bulk, you're buying all your bowls, your cups, and maybe sample cups as well, and cutlery. Buy that all in bulk, because ultimately if you're buying it in single packs, then it'll be more expensive. But obviously you need these stuff in order to give to customers, so do try to buy it bulk, but obviously buy single when you know you're trying out, and if it works then buy in bulk. But obviously it will cut your costs in a lot of ways if you could buy everything in bulk, keep it in storage, use it when you need to use it, and then take it out. And you don't need to buy lots of different singles, because ultimately it could double your costs, and that's what you want to try and avoid. You're bootstrapping your way into starting a store with close to no money, so do buy in bulk, and then everything you sort of give away you factor into your price. So if you're factoring into everything in your price in terms of packaging and cutleries and utensils and stuff like that, it will hopefully add up and you would keep your numbers quite tight, your cost is quite tight, and your margins high. And my last bit of tip is to invest in maybe a chalkboard, or at least chalkboard paint, which is pretty amazing if you consider if you could find a plank of wood anywhere, saw it up, do decorations, and then chalkboard paint it. Literally you can chalk whatever you want to write into your boards and display it up into your store. Nice, cheap, affordable. You see this around in so many different like stores around anyways, that they do their own decoration. So do that yourself. Do invest in chalkboard paint. Do find whatever you see around, laying around in your garage or out in the street, and be creative. Again, be creative about it. But again, alternatively, you can buy your own chalkboard if you want to do that and you don't want to paint your own boards, but it is an investment in the long-term future, so do consider that. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. I try to post videos every Wednesday at 12 p.m. UK time, so hopefully you can always catch the video on that sense every single week. Do consider subscribing to the channel, leave me a comment below if you have any questions, or DM me on my Instagram. Would love to see those questions as well. I've been Business with Dave. I will see you in the next video. Take care.